right, we're back into it on the Phil Show. In studio from Patrick Sullivan's is Frank Gardner. From Knox Paranormal, Adrian DiTomasi and Scott Haven. We're talking about the spirits at Patrick Sullivan's. We're talking about ghosts. You ever seen one? Anybody?
We have what we think, and we thought we called it an apparition one time. It's we have a video on our website.
Okay, knoxparanormal.com.
Yeah, you just kind of have to see it yourself and make your own.
I've seen a lot of doors open and close and things like that. Though,
okay,
so.
All right. And like I said, I have heard from credible people who say, yeah, I saw, and it was a relative they saw. People that they knew that they saw. So, we're talking about this today. My friend had a drink fly off the table at Patrick Sullivan's. You said when you guys were there with Morgan Simmons from the Sentinel, same thing happened to you. Talk about it.
Correct. Well, actually, like Scott said, we set up what we want to call ghost traps, I guess you could say. And I guess it was around 4 a.m. or so. Our team and the new Sentinel, we were all sitting maybe 10, 12, 15 feet from the bar on the third floor where we had two of the glasses sitting. And we were all just joking around, getting ready to wrap everything up, start packing our gear. And somebody, I think it may have been Morgan, as soon as he started to stand up, he said, well, I'm going to get out of here. As soon as he said that, we heard just a loud crash.
Glass shattering.
Yeah.
The glass broke.
Exactly. So we all turned our heads. I mean, a split second. We all turned our heads and we flocked the bar.
Just like that.
Yeah. And we had the glass sitting closer to the outside edge of the bar than the inside edge.
Yeah.
Well, the glass was smashed behind the bar, furthest away from where it was actually sitting on the bar. And the funny thing about it is the
I was just going to say that, I was telling you about the baby powder earlier, leaving a telltale sign, a smudge or something. Well, it wasn't affected at all. The ring was there from the glass, so it looked like it had been picked straight up and thrown.
Exactly. Nothing had been touched.
All right. So you guys go. All right. Now let's set this clip up that we're going to play here for you, the EVPs.
This is when Adrian, Morgan Simmons, and I were up in the attic. And we were doing an EVP session with our digital voice recorders.
Mm-hmm.
And Adrian is telling Morgan about, us finding stuff in basements and attics usually and that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden you'll hear a lady's voice after Adrian says a few things. And I'll let you kind of decide what
let's listen closely together.
Or even a basement. You did?
There was a woman's voice. That's right. Can we play some? Is there some more?
Yeah, there's another one.
All right, go ahead and play some. I want to hear some more.
Moan.
I heard a moan.
Music.
It almost sounds like someone's singing.
That little flashlight with you.
You hear that?
What was that?
It almost sounds like opera music or something.
Yeah, I heard that it was period music or something.
Yeah, and you know what gets it is Morgan was up there with us, dead quiet, hardly any traffic that night, an occasional train.
We gave the new Sentinel our digital voice recorders.
The raw stuff.
The raw footage.
They pulled off of it, noticed that the timestamps weren't altered at all, so we didn't do anything to those. They even tried to go back to Patrick Sullivan's and recreate, like shout from the street while someone was in the attic, just try to pick up
They
things.
tried to debunk what you did.
Exactly. What we did, and the video footage from there trying to debunk us, the whole investigation, the EVPs, everything is on our site, knoxparanormal.com.
But they couldn't do it. This some of the most fantastic paranormal activity we ever caught is at Patrick Sullivan's. I mean, that coinciding with the glass flying off the thing.
All right, now is the dialogue? Do you have it printed out in text form on the website or anything? Because at one point it addresses one of you, Adrian, right?
Well, what we get from it is,
it says, "Does Adrian?" This is the first one we listened to.
Mm-hmm.
Does Adrian work here? Adrian, do you work here? Did you always work here? That's what we heard the first time.
But it was kind of mocking you because you were asking these entities, or you're just throwing out random questions to try to get an answer.
Exactly. And, I believe one of the last questions we asked before that was actually captured was, did you used to work here? Did you used to live here? On and on.
We even asked some of the, supposed prostitutes, did you used to work here? Did you, that kind of thing. So
yeah. Did you ever had, you ever had a lot of penicillin or something? Have you ever been? And I'll ask you, Frank, you the same question about your employees. We know about some people been frightened and uncomfortable at Patrick. Have you ever been scared doing any of this, or?
I wouldn't say that we've really been scared.
Been startled.
We've been startled a few times, yeah. But you just don't know us, I guess. we put ourselves in that spot because
you want to communicate with
communicate, exactly.
Is this something that you got into from being kids, or how do you get to be a paranormal researcher or whatever it is you do?
Scott and I, we've been best friends for over 20 years since for probably freshman year in high school, and we're both in our mid-30s now. But Scott, back then, Scott would tell me of things that would happen to him in his home, and that, over the period of time, because I've always been a skeptic, turned me on to it. So he can elaborate on.
Well, you were talking about vivid memories earlier, I remember something happened when I was about 5, 6 years old, and that's just sitting in a chair at my, mom and dad's house and staring at a picture, and it just starts swinging by itself, and so I had to put my hand up to stop it, that kind of thing. Just stuck in my head all these years. But then fast forward, I'm 17, 18 years old, live with my mom in a rental house, and constantly hear things coming up the basement steps, creaky old wooden steps, like footsteps, and then the doorknob jiggling. And we got so scared at one point, it happened so much, we called the cops. They came out there, and of course nothing was there. So it would still happen past then, and we would open the door, nobody there.
Just somebody, just playful. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. Oh, okay, well, I'll ask the question, and you can answer on the other side of the break.
All right.
It is said, and many people believe this, that children, and I'm talking about 3 and under, can see angels, can see ghosts, that sort of thing. We'll talk about that when we come back, and we'll have final thoughts and wrap it up.
Are you in the basement?
What you're hearing is an EVP, and you can, in the background, you can hear what sounds. That sounds like a moan or something in the background. This was taken at Patrick Sullivan's back in February. The News Sentinel tried to recreate it and were unsuccessful. Patrick Sullivan's owner, Frank Gardner, is here. I want to thank him. Also from Knox Paranormal, Adrian DiTomasi and Scott Haven. Gentlemen from Knox Paranormal at knoxparanormal.com.